Yo, yo, what up, Pete Krampus Carroll? Welcome to the 2022 season. Excited to be back with you guys. I'm excited to be out there just destroying your guys' teams, destroying your hopes and making you cry because your team is trash. I'm also excited because I have a surprise coming up later this month, hopefully later this month, and I will share that with you guys in a future video. Today, I'm going to go over some draft grades. I'm also going to give you guys some power rankings, and I'm going to call the week's games. The draft, man, we had it all this year, guys. Mr. 90 Seconds made an appearance. I will say that's not how long he lasts in bed. Defenses went way too early. Somebody forgot to take an IDP, and somebody even went on auto draft. So I think the only thing we were missing was somebody taking a kicker, which you're not even allowed to do in this league, but I think a few of you were looking for it. You know who you are. All right, so we're going to go into the draft grades right now. I'm going to grade each of you out of 5. Just go one by one, give you my quick take, read these guys off for you. All right, so spot number 1, Cody, bold pick with Breece Hall. I do love that. Pete Schrager has him as his Rookie of the Year pick. I also have him as my Rookie of the Year pick because obviously he's the best running back in football. But you are a little bit thin at your running back room on the back end, so you don't have very good backups. You also took 2 New York Jets, which normally isn't a great plan for fantasy. You do have a decent wide receiver room. You're going to go 2.5 out of 5 for taking that defense way too early. Spot number 2, Kevo. 3 words for you, bud. Blocking, tight end. Pick number 15 is kind of a burner pick, but boy, did you light that one on fire. Jalen Hurts is good in round 7. I do like that, but you kind of drafted like it's 2021. So 3.5 out of 5 for your old and busted team. Spot number 3, that was me. I hated how my draft was going during the draft, but now I love my team. It's the best team, obviously. Josh Allen in the 5th round and Dawson Knox in the 9th. That could definitely win me some weeks. I do have a lot of hopes and prayers on this team, though. One of my biggest prayers is that a lot of these guys that had previous year injuries do not get injured again, and then all of my hopes are for all these guys that have good upside but may not make it there. So a lot of ups and downs probably this season. For that, I'm only getting a 3.0 out of 5. Spot number 4, Josh. All right, man, so you started with a 0 RB strategy, and then you started taking a bunch of running backs. You should have waited and took more wide receivers. You were taking terrible running backs there. I don't know why you bailed on your strategy. You took Elijah Mitchell when the very next 3 wide receivers that went, I would have taken any one of those 3 over Elijah Mitchell. And I probably would have even took another wide receiver the next round and started targeting like Cordarrelle Pattersons and Stevensons in the late round. So 1.5 out of 5 for giving up on your strategy earlier. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it looked bad. Spot number 5, Matt. Your draft started out pretty strong. I do love your first 3 picks at that spot, but you lost me when you took Josh Jacobs. I mean, I guess he's got to end up on somebody's team. I'm just glad that it's your team and not my team. You also took James Cook, and you took 2 tight ends and 2 players on what seems to be a terrible Patriots offense. So Godspeed, sir. 2.0 out of 5. Todd at the number 6 spot. You went hard on running backs. You wanted to, and you absolutely did. I think you're going to enjoy your running back room, but is it really going to be enough to make up for that questionable wide receiver room? I don't think so. Let's just say this. It's a good thing you're only forced to play 2 wide receivers because you're not going to like your wide receivers. I don't know why you're so high on that Juju Smith-Schuster pick. I think you're just trying to sell yourself on your draft. It's not going to work for me. What's going on with the Zeke and Pollard? Are you really going to have the balls to roll them both out on the same day? I want to see that. 2.5 out of 5 for all that mess. Who knows what's going on there? Spot number 7, Joel. How relieved were you when you saw that Darren Waller's absence from practice was due to contract things and not an injury? A lot of injury questions around that guy. Seems like he's fine now. Not really sure. Trey Lance in round 11, that was about the only place I could find upside for you. You look to be rolling out a team of 2s and 3s, running backs, wide receivers. I would start making sacrifices to the fantasy gods as soon as possible if I were you. 1.5 out of 5 for taking Travis Etienne way too early. Spot number 8, Kyler Welch, Mr. 90 Seconds himself. Luckily for you, every person that was drafting before you was busy during the draft Googling what is ADP and why is it to the key to victory. Really nice draft here. I love your keepers. You drafted 3 running backs to start with a good blend between them of consistency and upside. You got quarterback and tight end at value, and you finished off with a lot of potential breakouts. The big problem I see here, you left the draft with 3 running backs. What are you doing? That would scare me. It should scare you. 4.0 out of 5 for not taking a couple shots on running back late. Spot number 9, Daryl. Your first 2 picks, you're going to absolutely either love them or hate them. AJ Dillon has a chance to take over the Green Bay backfield, and that should scare you. He's going to get a lot of goal line shots this year, and DeAndre Swift is simply just on the Detroit Lions. So, like I said, you're either going to love him or you're going to hate him. Not much upside in your wide receiver room. Your running back room lacks depth beyond your running back 1 and 2. Hey, maybe Trevor Lawrence will have a good year, or at least a good start to the year, and you can trade him for somebody that you need. Because right now you're at a 2.0 out of 5 for an old and busted running back room. Spot number 10, Adam. Cooper Kupp at the back of the first round. I think that's a steal. That's a really great pick there. You should be feeling really awesome that he fell all the way to you. Nick Chubb, not sure how I feel about that one. He's going to be consistent for you, but he doesn't have a ton of upside given that team situation. And Chubb he's a pass catching back, so not really sure what to feel there. And then you really lost me once you took Gibson. Tells me you have no idea what's going on right now, because I don't know if you know this, but during the preseason, Gibson was playing on the special teams. Thankfully, Brian Robinson got shot, because otherwise Gibson would still be playing on special teams. So it'd be interesting to see how that one plays out for you. You also took 2 New England players, like we talked earlier. That's not going to be a good look for you. So 2.5 out of 5. Good starters, shallow backups. Spot number 11, Sam. Great quarterback, decent wide receiver room. I predict you're going to be playing George Pickens over Deontay Johnson pretty quickly due to injury. But I gotta say, this is probably the first time I've ever seen somebody take their handcuff to the wide receiver 2. So nice work there. You also auto-drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and then spent the next 3 rounds trying to recover from it, which was really fun for me to watch. Hey, maybe this is Clyde Edwards-Helaire. This is his year. Maybe. Let's see. 2.0 out of 5 for auto-drafting. Nice work. Spot number 12, Dexter. You started off with Travis Kelce and then to Saquon Barkley. Bold. Your wide receiver picks were really nice. I do love Allen Robinson and Darnell Mooney. Tyler Lockett in the 9th, that was also nice. But that running back room really, really scares me. You might be playing against me in the consolation bracket for that number 1 draft spot next year. You also forgot to draft an ADP, and you were trying to tell me it was part of your plan. You should have just told everybody that you forgot, because having it be part of your plan looks worse. 2.0 out of 5 for having a shallow running back room and having a really weird draft plan. All right. Let's go through power rankings. These are preseason, post-draft power rankings. So power rankings / who won the draft rankings. Like I said, I'll be trying to post these power rankings weekly as we get through each week, whether that's in a video or in the chat. So you guys can follow along and absolutely try to argue with me over these, because I'm right, I'm correct all the time. Number 1, we got Kyler. Number 2, we got Kevin. Number 3, myself. Number 4, we got Adam. Number 5, we got Cody. Number 6, we got Todd. In the bottom half of the league. Number 7, we got Daryl. Number 8, Matt. Number 9, Dexter. Number 10, Sam. Number 11, Joel. And number 12, Josh. All right, Josh, you got a lot of work to do this year, bud. All right, let's run through the games for this week, and I will give you guys a quick pick. All right, we got myself versus Josh. I'm taking myself in this one. We got Kyler versus Kevo. I'm taking Kyler in that one. We got Sam versus Dexter. I'm taking Sam in that one. Daryl versus Cody. We're going with Daryl. Matt versus Adam. Going with Adam. And Joel versus Todd. Going with Todd. All right, boys. We'll see you out there. Good luck this week.